Sammy White, what proof is needed to what extent for fiancé visa? Well, you have to prove you met in person. Now, somebody will say in a comment somewhere, or somebody will say, well, you can get a waiver. No, you can't, is the answer. You can win the lottery, too. So is it theoretically possible to get your fiancé here without meeting? Theoretically, it is possible, but it's not going to happen for you, so forget that. And we won't spend time talking about how you do it because it's really nearly impossible. So you have to meet in person, and then you need to, and it needs to be within the last 2 years. So if you met 3 years ago, if you met 25 months ago, it's not going to happen. They're real strict on that 2-year meeting. So from the time you apply. So, and then you need to prove it's a legitimate relationship, which is a little fuzzier, but you need to have some evidence that you've been corresponding and that this is the real deal. You need to be of legal age to marry in your state, and your fiancé needs to be, legally available to marry in their country. So not only age, but any prior marriages have to be cleared up. So some states, like California, has, what is it, 6-month waiting period or cooling off period, or whatever they call it.
Period, 6 months.
So if you're divorced, and frankly, most people who do this are divorced, at least the U.S. citizen, there's a time limit. If there's a time limit in your state, like California and several other states, you've got to make sure that's expired before you even apply. You can't say, well, it's going to expire in 3 months, but it'll take 6 months to get the fiancé visa. That's not going to work. You need to wait till it's completely, that cooling off period or whatever they call it in your state is done before you apply. So you need to be free to marry and all that entails. And then, of course, you have to meet the financial requirements, 100% of the poverty level, which will go up to 125 to get them the green card once they get here. What else? Am I missing anything? Free to marry, meet the income requirements. You've met in person. Obviously, your fiance and both of you will be subject to a background check, and you don't have to have a spotless. You as the U.S. citizen, you don't have to have a spotless record, but there are certain things that will cause you trouble, mostly having to do with abuse, domestic violence, those kind of things. Doesn't mean you'll get denied again, but they might cause you trouble. And then, of course, as we mentioned before, you have to be a U.S. citizen. If you're a green card holder, you cannot do a fiancé visa. You can get married and do a spousal visa as a green card holder, and it will take quite a bit longer, but it can be done. Those are the basics. It's really one of the easiest visas to do, in our opinion. Other than maybe like a tourist visa, but as far as getting here and becoming a green card holder, it's one of the easiest paths. But if you have any questions, of course, just give us a call.